After making up his mind, Xavier did not hesitate and immediately asked the driver to turn around and drive straight to the meeting place. The meeting place was in a restaurant, not far from the palace. If you turn back halfway, it would only take 10 minutes to get there. When Xavier and Quinn walked into the restaurant, they found it empty. Apart from a few receptionists, there was no customer at all. It was obvious that the restaurant had been cleared out. "You two, please come this way. The general is waiting upstairs." After entering the door, the restaurant owner greeted them personally and took Xavier and the other person to a private room on the second floor. At this moment, in the private room, General Lewis, the city guard commander, and the Grand Secretary of Sky Seal Pavilion were all drinking tea leisurely. The three of them were talking and laughing, chatting enthusiastically until Xavier and Quinn came in. Then they stopped talking and turned their eyes to Xavier. They were very curious about who was so powerful that the young prince could meet him in private and even stay in the palace for dinner. After all, this was a treatment that even the three of them didn't have. However, after seeing him in person, the three of them couldn't help feeling a little disappointed. Xavier is of medium build and ordinary looks. He looks ordinary, and there is nothing special about him. To be honest, his back is very straight, giving people a feeling of being fearless and upright. "Are you here? Sit down." General Lewis looked him up and down, his tone neutral. While speaking, he remained sitting as steady as a rock, with no intention of standing up to greet him. On the surface, it's a dinner invitation, but now the attitude is more like a superior meeting a subordinate, revealing aloofness everywhere. The other two people had similar expressions, and seemed to not take Xavier seriously at all. In other words, it is a deliberate attempt to intimidate the other party. Although Quinn secretly frowned at this opening, he dared not say anything. Instead, he had to smile throughout the audience and take the initiative to ease the atmosphere. "General, this is the third young master of the Qin family. As soon as he heard that you wanted to treat him to a midnight snack, he rushed here without stopping." Quinn tried to smooth things over with some hints in his words. "We have given you such a great honor by coming here to accept the invitation. Can you at least be polite?" He thought. "I got it. You have nothing to do here. Go out." General Lewis waved his hand as if he was shooing away a fly. A small third-rank general with no power or influence was not qualified to eavesdrop on their conversation. "General, this..." Quinn looked around and seemed a little embarrassed. Talking with the door open is one thing, talking with the door closed is another. If he hadn't been there, Xavier might not have been able to withstand these three old foxes. If anything unexpected happened, he would not only be unable to explain to the Qin family, but also to the young prince. "What? My words don't work anymore. Do you want me to say it a second time?" General Lewis's eyes turned cold, and he seemed very impatient. When did a mere third-rank general become so arrogant? How dare he disobey the order of the general? "Do you think your life is too long?" The Grand Secretary of Sky Seal Pavilion blurted out. "Old Quinn, you go out first. I'll chat with the generals. I believe they won't make things difficult for me." Xavier smiled. "Okay then, I'll wait for you outside." Quinn had no choice but to nod. However, before leaving, he secretly gave Xavier a look, signaling him to be careful. Before coming, the two had agreed that if anything went wrong, they would immediately notify the young prince for rescue. This place is not far from the palace, so they should be able to get help in time. As the door of the private room slowly closed, the atmosphere in the room became solemn. But Xavier seemed not to notice anything and sat down leisurely on the other side. This calm and composed look made the three of them a little unsure. Is it brave to come alone to the appointment? Or is it fearless? "General, I wonder why you asked me to come here?" Xavier took the initiative to break the solemn atmosphere. "I heard that you entered the palace today?" asked General Lewis. "That's right." Xavier nodded. "I also heard that you had dinner with the young prince?" General Lewis asked again. "That's right." Xavier nodded again. "Very good." General Lewis smiled with satisfaction. "It seems that you are a smart person, and I like talking to smart person. If the person in front of him knows the truth but pretends to be ignorant, then he will inevitably have to use some tricks." Fortunately, the other party answered very straightforwardly and frankly, which saved him a lot of effort. "Let me ask you, Did the little prince say anything when you were having dinner with him? The Grand Secretary of Sky Seal Pavilion couldn't help but interrupt. The young prince has said a lot. I wonder what this gentleman is referring to? Xavier asked with a smile. Why ask? Of course. The Grand Secretary of Sky Seal Pavilion almost blurted out the answer, but halfway through his words, he quickly reacted and coughed twice to cover up his embarrassment. Some things cannot be said openly. Once the window paper is broken, it is easy to give people a chance to criticize. As an old fox in the officialdom, how could he make such a low-level mistake? Of course, what is it? Please give me some advice, sir. Xavier asked again without changing his expression. This time, the Grand Secretary of Sky Seal Pavilion was choked.
And just can't accept it. This can't be the end yet. You promised to never leave, and now you're gone. Can't believe I can feel the world slipping away as you slowly fade from my everyday. You promised forever a love without end, but now I'm left broken, struggling to mend. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no end. Staying in my imagination, memorizing the past time, the secrets, the love, the care. Now they're echoes in the air. I still see your face in every place, feel your warmth, your gentle grace. But now there's just an empty space, and I'm lost in this endless chase, keeping you in my heart, a piece of you I'll never let go. Though distance brings separation, in my heart you'll always glow. I just can't say goodbye, no matter how hard I try. A bond like ours, so deep and true, will always be if you stay or no. I thought we were so tied, destined for a lifetime, love with no end, love with no